Hey guys, and welcome back to Life is Feudal. Forgot the name. It happens. It happens. It happens. Sometimes I'll start a PU4 and call it Life is Feudal as well. It's just the
Oh wow.
brain farts, man. Right, Beagle Rush. Someone on Beagle Rush's latest video. I say latest video, like by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably be about fucking 3 weeks old or something. No, it won't be that old. Anyway,
It'll still be his latest video. He doesn't
yeah,
release them often.
more likely.
They're fantastic when he does. Although I feel kind of cheated with the Exalt missions because they're not really missions. They're just a slaughter fest.
Yeah, I feel cheated with them as well because that's what the latest one was.
He
wasn't it?
he even admits that they're basically just a butt fucking. Like throw another episode in, throw another fight in. Come on, that's not an episode.
He did do the ice cream one, which was a double episode. Anyway, right, okay, my fucking story, right? This is how you get sidetracked and you don't end up with the actual story. So a guy, like this is like a PSA as well. So a guy on one of Beagle Rush's videos, one of his very loyal and fantastic viewers, basically he said that remember guys, please disable your ad block on Beagle Rush's channel if you want to support him. And I was like, yeah, I was like, good guy. And like, that's all I thought of it. And then someone replied to it and they're like, I don't disable my ad block, but I do, like, because I don't like watching ads, but I do prefer to pay through Patreon. And I decided to comment, like, just spreading the knowledge as you do. And I says like, Patreon is like the best way to support a channel, or like YouTube's doing this new support a creator thing, which is just out in like the US, Mexico, fucking Switzerland, and some other bumfuck nowhere. Actually, I think it was Canada, so maybe not bumfuck nowhere, but
just America's hat, it's fine.
Which is actually like that's actually better than Patreon. But anyway, right. So. Like I was saying, yeah, like it's best off if you do support through Patreon rather than disabling your ad block, because if you give the content creator even just $1 a month, that is more than they're going to make on you, like through ad revenue.
Yeah, disabling the ad block.
Yeah,
but let's face it, it's a lot less fucking aggravating.
Yeah, I fucking hate ads, man.
They really are horrendous.
I hate them, but there are YouTube channels that I've disabled my ad block for. Basically because I can't be bothered supporting them through Patreon, even though like I can more than afford like £1 a month. But regardless, that's not what I'm getting at. Some freaking idiot, right, posted, and this astounds me that people don't understand this. Some person posted, he's like, don't disable your ad block because that just supports Google and YouTube, right? So he had at least the two brain cells to rub together to figure out that YouTube is owned by Google. Right? He says, don't disable your ad block because that just supports YouTube and Google. Instead, subscribe and like this video because that supports Beagle Rush himself. I was astounded.
That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely astounded. So I posted and I says to the guy, I was like, yeah, like, oh, fuck's sake. I was just, like, honestly, I was dumbfounded. I said to him, I was like, dude, sure, like and subscribe to this video. That does support Beagle Rush because it makes it more likely that more people will like and subscribe this video. People who are actually going to watch the ad and get Beagle Rush ad revenue, therefore supporting him. I was like, ads support the creators. Full stop. I was like, how he can be so fucking stupid to think that watching the ads attached to Beagle Rush's content doesn't support Beagle Rush himself.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Did he think that they get paid per like, or
I don't. That is actually a misconception that I've seen a surprising amount of on YouTube, that people get paid either per like or per subscriber. Because
that doesn't make any sense.
I know. I
Who
don't get
would pay for the subscriber? Like, do people
do
realise that
YouTube
just because someone has subscribers doesn't mean no subscribers watch every video that gets released? For example, I subscribe to a very well-known YouTuber. He's fairly massive, and he releases.
What's his name? Go on.
It's Frankie on PC in
Oh,
1080p.
and 1080p.
It's Frankie basically, and I love his DayZ stuff. I love his Arma 3 stuff, and on occasion, very very fucking rarely, when I've got nothing else to watch, I will occasionally watch his war stories or maybe a Battlefield video. But on the whole, I've seen about 1 in 10 of his Battlefield content, and that's originally what made his what his channel was based on. It was all Battlefield content. I started watching him for his DayZ content and his Arma 3 content, and that's the only thing I've watched on his channel for all intents and purposes. Because I'm subscribed to him, doesn't mean I watch all of his videos. So how do people think that they get paid per subscription? Do they think Google, like, I subscribe to him and therefore Google pays him $10 a month?
I know, right?
I don't understand whether
what I think raised this misconception is that you get YouTubers who say at the start or the end of the videos, please like, subscribe, comment, it helps me out a lot.
Yeah.
And they think, okay, so that must mean that I really like you get money.
Yeah.
So it's very it's not very well thought out logic, but I don't know, like,
it's the sort of thing that a 3-second Google search would solve. How do YouTubers get paid?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like, it's kind of buggy. But going back to your Frankie diatribe, your Frankie story. We as YouTubers, no, I say we as YouTubers, but the YouTubers who I converse with, let's put it that way. And I also done this was my final year university study as well, was into the business of Let's Plays, and what YouTubers do to actually make money and things like that, like how people actually turn it into a job. And there's a thing that is used, and it's basically your subscriber to view ratio, like how many views you get per subscriber per day, and that is generally how YouTubers themselves rank each other, like rank up against other YouTubers, because you can have as many subscribers as you want, but if you ain't got any views, then there's no way you can make money, because you need bums on seats to make, to people watching your ads to make money. So generally, I'm guessing that no one's going to feel callously toward, or feel like I'm being callous in the fact that this is YouTube is something that I done a complete study on, because people can get like that. But regardless, that's what people look at, and it doesn't mean that obviously YouTubers don't like their fans, this, that, the next thing. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just that people will look at how many views they get to each subscriber, and people generally call it's subscriber engagement. So it's generally, as a smaller channel you can get a lot more, and then as you get bigger you get less and less and less. So it generally evens out to about half a view for every subscriber per day, when you're talking about these 100,000 to 1 million sub channels.
Yeah.
So you do get a lot of dead subscribers. So how people can possibly think, or how this guy, I'm got calling out this guy. This guy's a dick. How people can actually find out who this guy is by looking at my activity on my YouTube channel. Because for once I used my actual YouTube channel to post a comment instead of my other account that I normally use to post comments.
You can anonymously troll.
Yeah, well, it's so that I can post, I can say stuff to people without it, coming back on my channel. But anyway.
Racist.
Not like that, it's just...
Oh, you fucking...
It's so that I can't... It's so that if I happen to get into an argument with someone who's been an idiot on a YouTube comment...
Yeah, you can't come back and troll your channel, I suppose.
Yeah, they don't come to my channel and just, spam dislike on everything. Although, popular misconception, myth busting here. Every dislike you give to a video still helps them. It helps them exactly as much as you liking that video. Just FYI. So you can dislike a video as much as you like it, is still increasing their SEO, because it's still what they call viewer engagement. Well, what YouTube themselves call viewer engagement. So if you dislike a video, you are helping that video. Strange, isn't it?
It is. It is. But then again, it doesn't really surprise me because I've been watching videos and then on the recommended sidebar, I've clicked on a video and I've been like, what the fuck was this utter shit? And I look down and it's got like 10,000 dislikes and like maybe a couple hundred likes. And I've been like, why the fuck is this being recommended?
I watched a video today that was filmed in about 4 pixels. Had no well, actually had audio. It was the person's microphone was picking up what was coming out of their speakers that Microsoft Sam was talking.
Oh, lovely.
So I could hear him typing.
Professional quality.
But instead of speaking, he used Microsoft Sam. I was like, what the fuck? And he had
What
like
a
800 or something views on it.
What a roundabout way to...
I know, right? He had like 800 and odd views on it, and it was the reason I was watching it was because it was for something to circumvent the protection on the Life is Feudal server files. And yes, I know, the greatest of scumbags. And I was like, this came up in like one of the second posts on Google when I was doing some searches. Nothing to do with Life is Feudal because that's not what I was searching. It was circumventing some other protection. And I was like, what the fuck? How is this ranked so highly on Google? And then you look, 200 and odd dislikes on the video. I was like, that's why, because you've given it fucking ridiculous engagement, because the video is shocking. But instead of that, what you should have done is as soon as you started watching it, closed it. Don't dislike, don't do anything, just fucking close it, because that counts against their SEO, because when you've got viewers who've only watched a certain number of seconds of your video, then that makes your SEO for that video go down, because you're not keeping the audience engaged long enough. And generally YouTube sees this as you've had like a misleading thumbnail, or your content wasn't what you said it was in the title and stuff like that. So basically it was a way to stop people from having, you know, them titty thumbnails that people used to have.
Yeah. The super misleading yeah.
Yeah, it was to stop that.
Alright, here's a question for you.
Go
What
on.
about reporting a channel? So for example, I do watch the occasional like YouTube video on like whatever game I'm playing, and I've watched a couple on the game that shall not be known.
Right.
That pay to win game that induces rage and that you
right,
just
okay,
refuse to
yes,
play. I've watched a
yes.
couple of videos on that, specifically looking for what hacks were available just to see if they could explain some of the occurrences in game, which they did. And a lot of these videos are advertisement videos. It's like, here's my hack, here's what it can do. Click on the link below in YouTube to download it. And it's obviously malware. It's so fucking obviously a keylogger or a Trojan or some fucking other disgusting virus that I report them out of hand straight away, because it's always one of those stupid compressed URLs that goes straight to the fucking download, that downloads on your computer without giving you an option or whatever, because they're scumbags like that. And it's so obvious malware. I'm horrified that it gets past Google, but I'm not actually horrified because the amount of videos, whatever. So I report those videos. What does reporting a video, especially for stuff like that, what does that actually do for that video?
Well, as far as I can tell anyway, it's a critical mass type thing. So you need to have critical mass reporting that video for anything to happen, because I myself have reported quite a few channels over things like tag stuffing in titles, tag stuffing in descriptions, tag stuffing in tags, which should all be against community guidelines, but nothing happens to them. And people who are doing no commentary let's plays, which some people like no commentary let's plays. Like, I'm not arguing that no commentary let's plays are better, but that is completely against what Let's Plays are. Like, the full reason that people are allowed to do Let's Plays, and I mean, like, the law is really grey when it comes to Let's Plays. As someone who, like, done law as part of their degree, like, this is something that I studied for my study. The law around Let's Playing is really grey, like, about is it fair use, is it transformative, can you legally monetize it without the permission of the initial content creator, things like that. And 9 times out of 10, like, that, like, the answer to that is no. If like, it's not transformative if you are just playing it and you're not giving the commentary, because the commentary, that is the thing that you're getting paid for, basically. It's not like how you play the game or what you do in the game, it is what you say during the game. You're getting commented for your individual input. And that's why, like, these no commentary LPs really bug me, because they shouldn't be allowed to do what they do. And there's so many of them that get, like, millions of views, and I sound really salty because I am. It's like, they're putting in no effort whatsoever.
They're basically literally just playing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
More of a walkthrough than a Let's Play.
The reason that they are, like, getting so many views is because they either have contacts in, like, one of these, you know, the mum and pop fucking game stores like GeForce in Glasgow, that you can get a game, like, a week before it actually comes out, like a AAA release game a week before it comes out. And they're covering these AAA games, like, a week before they come out, no commentary, so they can't offend anyone who comes to the, like, to watch it. So, for example, if a Russian comes to watch my video, then they're less likely to watch the video because I'm not speaking Russian. And just like if a German was doing a video that I was going to watch, like, even if I didn't care about what he was saying and I just wanted to watch the actual gameplay of the game,
you would still find somewhere else to watch it, because you don't want to listen to a German guy going on the background. I know exactly what you mean, because I click on Spanish links by accident all the time, even though the title's in English.
Yes.
All of a sudden I've got some Spanish guy jabbering in my ear and I'm just like, I can't watch this.
Yeah. So yeah, like, they're getting the entire population like that. Also, maybe someone will come on, an English speaker, and they won't like my accent, so they'll click on something else, and they'll go and watch someone who's got a nice, soothing American accent. Like, and fair enough, like, I don't mind that, because that's, like, I can't change my fucking, well, I could change my accent, but not to anything that would make any sense to anyone ever. Oh god. So, like, that's cool, but the fact that they can do these no commentary videos, which they're getting out, they're basically doing, I would like to say illegally, but there's no real precedent for it. So they're recording these videos with games that they get early, that other more legitimate Let's Players are embargo bound, because they've actually went to the companies, like the developers or the publishers themselves, and they're bound by a press embargo that they're not allowed to publish anything. And basically they're just firing these out, getting millions of views on them before the game's actually out, and profiting off of absolutely nothing apart from literally playing the game. Which really bugs the life out of me. So yes, back to where we were talking about, I report the fuck out of them.
That is great.
It's a bit of a long diatribe, but yeah, that's what happens. That is the end of that. But there was like a white knight group that was going around, and like there was hundreds of them, and they would just find someone who was violating YouTube terms of service and just report them. And they were taking down like some of the biggest fucking channels around that were in violation of like terms of service things. So like channels that still had their descriptions tag stuffed to hell, even though that is against the guidelines now. It never used to be. And some of the channels have been reinstated because like the issue with this White Knight group is they were going after these big channels for the sake of going, oh yeah, look at what we done, we took down one of these massive channels. But they were getting them done on like community guidelines violations from like tag stuff in descriptions from like 2 years ago. So games that they'd never played again, and just not changed the descriptions in. So they ended up getting themselves like their channel banned but reinstated because of something like that.
Yeah.
Which is where this group fell down, and I can't remember the name of them. It just shows you. But things like that, like if you're getting rid of someone's channel for something pretty petty, like, I mean, new content's done like that, like after the community guideline got updated and you're not allowed to do that, fair enough, right? Don't tag stuff in your description. I hate it. It really bugs me.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying where you're watching the series of videos and then for some reason some random ass fucking crud about makeup appears and it's because they've tagged it with the same fucking name of the game that you were previously watching.
Yeah, it's like misleading tags. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, like them taking down people's channels, which, like, for big YouTubers, their channels is their job, and you're basically getting them sacked over nothing. Like, and that's where that group really fell down. But we've went like smashingly over our time limit, so I'm gonna have to cut an episode. Alright guys, so as always, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening to our rants over the last couple of episodes as well. I do appreciate it if you're still with us. If this video gets 0 views, I won't know exactly why, and we'll change the format.
Never.
Yeah, probably not. Probably
Must rant more.
Must rant more. If you're still enjoying Life is Feudal, then do drop a like, because as you know from one of my previous rants, I get paid $5,000 for every like that I get in a video, so...
Not to mention $10 per subscription
That's
every month.
the one. Yep.
So make sure you subscribe to...
Subscribe and finger bang the fuck out of that like button. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I've been
Imagining
Studio,
people prodding their monitor.
Studio, you told me to finger bang the fuck out of that like button. There was a big hole in my monitor. I don't know monitor.
Broke my LCD, Studio. What the fuck?
I take no responsibility for broken monitors due to any communications held herein. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I've been Studio, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.